Well, I figured since Christmas is just around the corner, I would upload a Christmas type video, locations video. So this is some footage of me venturing out at the Gapstow Bridge in New York City. So these two locations I'm going to show you are from Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, which obviously is a Christmas classic, at least it is for me. So at this point I just approached the bridge, I'm going over it, just kind of getting some footage here and there. We don't see this, we don't see this angle or any shots from the bridge like this, as far as I remember. But I'm going to get down to the bank down there to show you the shot that we do see in the movie. This is just that's the plaza straight ahead, and of course the skyline behind it. So here we got just a park rat. I'm calling it a park rat because I don't know what other kind of rat you'd call it, but these guys are just hanging out in Central Park like squirrels. It's really amazing. They just come right out and cross over the sidewalk. Kind of creepy, but they usually don't bother you. So here we are getting closer to where the cameras would have been shooting the bridge. And we will see the pigeon lady. She's to the right of your screen right there. It's overgrown now. I mean, this is September, but in the film it's the dead winter, and it's snowing, and yeah, I think even at one point the water is iced over. Just around the corner from where I was, in front of the Gapstow Bridge, come up the road here, right here in this little entrance. This is where the pigeon lady would have been standing. Of course, none of this was here in the 90s. This is all overgrown. This is still September, so this will probably start coming off and falling down here in the next month or so. But so imagine a clearing, and you have the pigeon lady right here on this bank. So I was trying to get a closer shot of the bridge. Right there. But again, imagine like all of this. It wasn't here. It was a clearing. So you had the pigeon lady just hanging out right here. And the shot is from over there, and you can see her clearly. Of course, it's winter and there's snow, but all of that's gone. All that's not there. All that's not there. Looked so much more picturesque back in the 90s, or for the film itself. But hey, you know, this is part of the then and now. This is the now, which is, in my opinion, a lot uglier. But that's it for the Gapstow Bridge. Just about a minute's walk that direction is the Inscope Arch for the final scene between Kevin and the two sticky bandits. It takes place with the fireworks and everything. So we're going to show you that next.
3 hours later.
All right, after quite the walking around the park, could not find this arch at all. This is it now. Where we want to be is on the other side. So we're going there now. The actual entry shot that you see Kevin come through is from that side. But pretty cool to know that I'm actually walking under this right now. It's pretty dark in here. I can't really tell, and you might be able to hear the difference in the sound. I love these arches though. Fascinating. A number of films decided to choose to film at these arches for obvious reasons. I was just at the Gray Shot Arch last night for Cloverfield. But anyway, here it is, Inscope Arch. So, wow, it's this is the real. Okay, back to what I was saying. After kind of scouring this area, try to make sense of what we see on screen and now in person, real life. Well, first of all, let me just say this. I already know for a fact none of Home Alone 2 was actually filmed right here. What we see on screen is a replica that's built on stage in Los Angeles of the actual Inscope Arch. So they decided they wanted to use the Inscope Arch, I guess, as the finale scene, but for whatever the reasons were, probably fireworks and whatnot, they just made the decision to replicate the actual arch in LA and do it on stage. So if you pay attention to the film, it does give a little bit of that set feel. But they do a little bit of a like trickery with the edit. So that shot from the road, you see the fireworks go off. That's probably from Park Drive. That's a real location. That's a obtainable shot that I could get. When the cops roll up there and they get out of their cars and they start running up the hill, it cuts and they go over this boulder, right? And then it cuts and they're coming around the boulder on this side, kind of like this. I'll bring in the clip to match, to try to match what I'm pointing out here, the real life scenery here. They had these stairs, which don't exist because they were, they had built those for the set piece right here. So there's this boulder from the original shot from Park Drive. They round it, they go over it, cut, and now they're coming over the boulder, down some steps, and then here they are, and here's where all the action happens. Okay, I was trying to get there we go. So yeah, it's pretty brief. It's pretty brief, but it happens all right here. This looks, how do I want to say it? It looks similar, but it doesn't. I feel like in the movie, the tunnel, the archway itself seems to be wider. Maybe not as tall, but wider. And the rocks, like the hills here coming down, the rocks, they are also more narrow, like, and higher. In what I felt or by watching the film, like the slopes here seem like they kind of cut off about right here instead of up here, you know what I'm saying? So there's this more like narrow feeling in real life. So but it's really fascinating to just imagine, the cops coming down here. Let's get a peek. I mean, if you think about it, this is a walkway down, right? Where does it come from? I have to kind of be careful because there's rats all over this park. They've already come out during my walk. I'm not used to seeing rats in Texas. See, this is kind of, let's see, maybe this might come, we might be able to see our opening shot from this. It might be kind of geographically correct, if you will. I don't think that's the opening shot, but let's see. No, because you can see it's almost like a sidewalk that pulls into the park. So that's not, I bet you that's over there. That's not important. I'm running out of daylight, but the most important thing was for me to find Inscope Arch. I scoured, I must have walked 3 miles in this fucking park trying to find this thing, and it was all right under me the entire time, literally right next to Gapstow Bridge. You just have to kind of, you got to make the right turns. But let's take the route the cops took again, or what they would have took in real life. Check that out. So anyway, down here, they're running down here like so. See, this is way steeper. You can't go near as fast as they did in the film because it's just not, the terrain is it's not meant for this. NYPD coming down to get the sticky bandits, the former wet bandits, right here. Inscope Arch. Boom. Final climatic scene in Home Alone 2. Lost New York, right here. What else happened? So, I know Kevin's here, and they end up handcuffing the wet bandits, sticky bandits, and taking them. I think this is when Marv starts to kind of confess what they're doing, and Harry's like telling them to shut up. And right here, this is it. It's pretty surreal to be here. I've been in New York three times prior to this, and I've always wanted to visit this spot, and I never made it happen. It just never could fit in my schedule. For one, I couldn't really find it, and then two, you just lose track of time. So this is it. Signing out from Inscope Arch, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
Get him out of here.
All right, let's go. Remember, if this makes the papers, we're no longer the wet bandits, we're the sticky bandits. Ah! That's sticky! That's